Hello everyone, this tutorial video is for Adobe Photoshop CC Lesson 4, Layer Basics. So first we need to open Adobe Photoshop CC and click Open. Locate in your Lesson 4 folder and choose 04 start.psd document and click Open. So we need to save it as a new document and rename it as 04 working.psd and click Save. Click OK. So you can see the log icon indicates that the layer is protected, and the eye icon means if you can see the eye icon, that means the layer is visible now. And if you click it, so you can see the layer is disappearing, and click it back. Now we need to open a new file, beach.psd in Lesson 4 folder, and click Open. So next step is renaming and copying a layer. You double click here to name it as beach and press return or enter. Choose window, arrange, to up vertical, and then you can see the two document is displayed in the window. And use the move tool to drag the beach image to this document. So you can see beach image is on top of the pineapple is because the layer of the beach is on the top and the pineapple is here. So if I drag the beach to between the pineapple and background, and you will see now the beach image is covered by the pineapple. Close beach.psd without save it. So next is adding a border to a layer. Select beach layer and choose layer, layer style, choose a stroke, and then specify the settings, the size as 5 px, position as inside, blend mode as normal, opacity as 100%, and color choose white. Click OK. Click OK. So we make pineapple and background layer invisible, and you can see the white border is added to the beach image. Next is rearranging layers. Make the postage, Hawaii flower layers visible, and then in the layers panel drag the beach layer up to between the flower and the pineapple layer, and you can see. Changing the opacity of a layer. Select the postage layer, and then you can change its opacity to 25% by click the drop-down menu to drag the bar, or just type in the number here, like 25%, and press return. The next step is duplicating a layer and changing the blending mode. Click the eye icon next to the Hawaii layer to make it invisible, and then right-click or control-click the pineapple layer and choose Duplicate. Duplicate layer and click OK. So now you can see you create a new layer called Pineapple Copy layer. Can make flower and beach layer invisible. Select Pineapple Copy layer, and this is the blending mode. Choose Overlay, and then select the postage layer and choose Multiply. Next is resizing and rotating layers. Click the eye icon to make the beach layer visible. And then choose Select it. Choose Edit, Free Transform. And then press Shift and drag it to about 50%. And then you move your cursor out of one of the corner handle, and you can see a curve. The cursor becomes a curve, and then drag it to about 15 degrees to the right. And then press Return or Enter, or you can click here to apply the change. Then make the flower visible and drag beach to about this position. The next step is using a filter to create artwork. In the Layers panel, select the background layer, and then click Create a New Layer button. You will see a new layer named Layer 1 is created on top of the background layer. And double-click it to rename it as Clouds. Press Return. And we come to here. The first square is foreground color, and the second is background color. We need to change the foreground color to kind of a blue color because this is going to be the sky. Kind of like this, and click OK. And then you go to Filter, Render, Clouds. So now you can say you add a cloudy background to the image. The next step is dragging to add a new layer. In Photoshop, select the pineapple copy layer. And then you open your Finder to find the Lesson 4 folder, and then drag the flower2.psd onto the image. Drag it and release your mouse. So you can see the flower2 new layer is created on top of pineapple copy layer. And now I drag it to the corner and press Return to apply. Okay, the next step is adding text. We need to make Hawaii layer visible, and then choose Select to deselect layers. In the Tools panel, select the Horizontal Type tool, and then choose Window to open Character panel. And you can customize the font style here. I'll choose one of the font style, and this is all caps, and you can try some different settings and change a color, like I will choose a dark green. Okay, and then you click here to make an insertion point and type in Island Paradise. And choose Move tool to move it like in the middle of Hawaii. And next is applying a gradient to a layer. We need to select Hawaii layer and right-click or control-click the thumbnail of a Hawaii layer and choose Select Pixels. So you can see the dotted line is shining, which means Hawaii is selected. And then in Tools panel, select Gradient tool, and then click the foreground color. We'll choose an orange color. I chose the wrong tool. This is Shape tool. This one is Gradient tool. Okay, come here to choose the first version, which is from foreground to background. Click it, and then drag a line from the bottom to top, like this. And then you choose Select to deselect. So you add a gradient color to Hawaii. And next step is applying a layer style. we need to select Island Paradise layer, and then choose Layer, Layer Style, Drop Shadow, and choose Multiply for the blend mode, opacity as 75%, angle as 78 degree, and distance as 5 px, pixels, spread as 30%, size as 10 pixels, and click OK. So you can see you added the drop shadow effect to Island Paradise. And then you click Alt or Option. At the same time, you drag this effects to Hawaii. So you can see you also add the drop shadow effect to Hawaii layer. And then we need to select a Hawaii layer and click Add a Layer Style button here, the FX. Click it, and then we need to choose a stroke. So we choose size as 4 pixels, position as outside, and blend mode as normal, opacity as 100%, and choose a color as green, dark green. Okay. And click OK. So you add a green stroke to Hawaii. And then select the flower layer. Choose Layer, Layer Style, Drop Shadow. And choose a opacity as 60%, distance as 13 pixels, spread as 9%, and make sure the Use Global Light is checked, and click Stain. Choose a color that is kind of same as the color of the flowers and click OK. Opacity as 20%, distance as 22 pixels, and then we click OK. And the next step is adding an adjustment layer. We need to select Flower 2 layer here. And then click Hue Saturation icon. First, we need to click this. And you can say Adjustments panel. If you cannot see it, go to Window to check Adjustments. And choose this button is Hue Saturation. And specify the numbers as 43 for the hue. And the saturation is 19. And the lightness is 0. And then right-click or control-click the layer name on hue and choose Create Clipping Mask. The next step is adding a border. We need to select the postage layer. Use the Move tool to drag it to the right middle of the image. And then select Island Paradise layer. Click Create a New Layer button at the bottom of the Layers panel, and you will see a new layer named Layer 1 is created on top of Island Paradise. And choose Select, choose All. You'll see the dotted line. And then choose Select, Modify, Border, and type in 10 for the width. Click OK. And then come to foreground color and choose white. Click OK. And then choose Edit, Fill, and choose Contents as foreground color and click OK. So you'll see the white color is filled in the border. And choose Select to deselect, and you can clearly see the white border outside of the image. The last step of this exercise is flattening and saving files. You can select any tool but the type tool, and then choose image. Oh, we need to first choose file to save all of the changes you made to 04 working.psd, and then choose image to duplicate. Name it as 04 flat. Click Save. OK. And then we'll leave 04 flat.psd file open, but close the 04 working.psd file. And then you come to Layers panel, right-click to choose Flatten Image. And you'll see all of the layers are combined into only one layer named the background. And then choose File to save it, 04 flat.psd in your Lesson 4 folder, and click Save.